Big night for the West Coast. We got win for the Chargers, win for the Golden State Warriors in overtime. I stayed till the end of the game. I stayed well beyond the end of the game. I made history last night. And now I'm like sitting here watching highlights. We're trying to figure it out. What went wrong for the Vikings, of course. But like, are the Chargers a great team? Are they a great team? I got takeaways on both sides. Ram star safety Quentin Lake spending his bye week with us, LA 5-2. Second defense in all of the land. Very excited to talk to Quentin this morning. And if you want to crush your picks this morning, we have the maestro of the Moneyline, senior AP writer Rob Maaddi, is here with his best bets for the weekend. I've lost my voice. It's happened. I'm done. I'm donezo. I've reached my end of the traveling portion of my life, I feel like, for the next couple of months. And then I went to the game last night, Golden State. Great game. Steph Curry on fire. So fun to watch. Hamilton, I will get into, we have so much to get into today. Aaron Gordon robbed. Pull up his numbers. The man had I believe a career night. I get there. We got there very early. I don't think I've ever been at a sports venue longer than yesterday, which is impressive in and of itself. I'm sitting there watching warm-ups, and they kind of, I mean, I'm sure this is like what everybody does. They like warm up 2 at a time. Is that kind of fair? Like, it's not everybody. It wasn't shoot around. It wasn't close enough to game time. It was earlier. So they kind of go, this Aaron Gordon, monster athlete. Just like, I was like, who is this, right? So I'm Googling. I'm like, who is this? Right. And then, and he's just really out there working, like really intensely working, like really intensely practicing. And it stuck out to me. And I was like, this dude's like awesome. And then I'm Googling and I'm seeing like, he's like a dunker, you know, he's like, which makes sense to me, whatever. No. And then I'm watching this game. I was like, he was unbelievable, only to get outshined. Like, what's the NFL comp to that, you know? Only to get outshined, like, all of that work, that monster game, and you lose. And then you let Steph in overtime just like F with you. And whatever shot was that, a 3-pointer? It wasn't, right? It was like not, I don't know what that was. Where did he like shot it from, like not the line? You see this last play?
Yeah.
We got to get to Marcus Cousins or Lou in the mix here, or Chandler. And then they just like came on fire. And I like their overtime, by the way. If you were to ask me yesterday what happens in overtime in an NBA game, I don't know that I could have told you. I don't know that I would know.
I remember you asked Kevin Durant if they have ties or something.
Yeah. Is it 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes it was perfect. The NBA wants the game to end. And I appreciate that about hoops. They want the game to be over. So 5 minutes on the clock, they both did their thing. I didn't get to meet or talk to the horse guy from what do I always want to call him? Jokic.
AKA the horse guy. Yeah. The
horse aficionado. I didn't get to meet him, but I will say he's like the most imposing and like most imposing player I've ever seen. I'll tell you that. Like he's like 8 feet tall and huge, and I don't know how he can possibly move. That's AI, obviously. I'm here in Silicon Valley. Like there's no world where he's moving at that speed and with that size. It's like actually doesn't make any sense to me. But that was fun. I'm trying to think, and I got to see my boy Pajemski. By the way, when I saw the debut of Pajemski, I was of course with my father Chester, who loves Polish players. We were in Phoenix. It was Suns Warriors, another great game. Pajemski was on fire, and everyone thought it was because of me because I'm Polish and I'm on the sideline like yelling for him, right? He this time, and I think he came off the bench, right? Pajemski at that time. Now this dude's like standing ovation in the starting lineup. He's like, he's a star for this team now. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah. No, they love him out there. And Al Horford, Kevin Durant favorite, was out there playing well last night too, I saw. But yeah, Aaron Gordon, it's funny that you noticed that with Aaron Gordon because 10 of 11 from 3 and scoring 50 points. That was not something we knew he had in his arsenal.
No, it was Aaron Gordon, and I was right under that basket. I was under that basket, like Aaron. Like we I zoned in on him early and said, "You're going to have this breakout game," because I could not believe like what he looked like in warmups. Like it was just, and he was out there like the longest time, and he was I think I have footage of it, just working on threes. I don't know, if he knew it. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about him. I didn't know who that was, obviously. But that was fun to see. Should we get into some football?
Yeah, I think we should.
You have a big football game.
I do.
Tonight,
yep.
Which we're excited about. Good luck to New Rochelle up against Suffern. The Suffern Sackatashes up there with your playoffs in the balance here. But last night, so then of course I get home very late. I had some s'mores. I had a campfire. My hair smells like campfire this morning, and cigars. But I looked at highlights. I'm looking at these highlights and I'm like, way to make it confusing, Chargers, right? For me. Like, way to make which box are we putting you in? So let's get into this. Caught up on the game. Hamilton caught me up on the game. It was very nice to see them looking like what we saw to start the season, where I was in Sao Paulo, feeling the vibes and what was going on. When they put it all together like this Chargers team, we know they have the talent. With the O-line able to somehow protect Justin, we sort of put you guys on this yesterday. Like, Alt is going to be the change here. Alt is going to be the big deal. They are a legit Super Bowl contender. They don't even look like one. They are one when all that's happening. We just need to see these sort of complete games a little more often. Not every week you're going to have bad games, all of that. A little more often than we're seeing it. And this MVP situation, we're looking at this all wrong, okay? We would like to, as a show, submit the name of young Joe Alt, okay? I put Hamilton, Notre Dame. Notre Dame, Joe Alt, am I right? Hello? Oh.
Yeah. No, he's a Notre Dame guy.
Sorry. Appreciate it. You guys got to keep your mic up, Hammy. I'm going to keep coming to you like we're in class and you're in the front row. I'm only half kidding, though, with this MVP case I want to make. I'm submitting Joe Alt of Notre Dame fame and Chargers protection fame of one Justin Herbert. This is the guy. Before you start laughing as you're looking at this, they're undefeated in games, as you see, with Alt. They're 1-3 without him. Look at the 20-point dip Justin Herbert has in passer rating when you take his star tackle out of the lineup. It is staggering. His return completely solved LA's offensive issues last night. Even though they're still missing their top two running backs, Becton had to bounce. He had to leave the game early. We have real tangible proof of what Joe Alt's value to this team is. And by the way, we checked, and there have actually been, I'm reading. You know I didn't do this research. Hamilton tells me that the sick pup himself went back and looked at the microfiche at the public library to find these information out. Back in 1972, okay? There's been two O-linemen in history that have gotten MVP votes. 1972 Dolphins Hall of Famer Larry Little, he finished 8th in MVP voting. And then Rams guard Dwayne Putnam, 5th, the first year the AP hands out the award, and then is back in 1957. And that is it. Enough of this being a quarterback award, though. I'd like to start the campaign for Joe. Now, when you were doing this research, Ham, did you think it'd be 2, 0, or more than 2?
I thought maybe there'd be one, like, back 50-something year. I didn't expect there to be 2. I wouldn't have been surprised if there was 0, but I figured back in the day, like Smash Mouth football, there would have been some hard-nosed, tough old AP voter that would have thrown one to an offensive lineman.
Yeah. Interesting. Now tell me about this tight end that you're obsessed with.
Oronde Gadsden, son of Dolphins receiver, back in the 90s, early 2000s, Oronde Gadsden.
This is all you're talking to me about last night. Yeah, I'm trying to I'm watching Aaron Gordon take the league by storm. And this one's texting me about Oronde Gadsden as he's like the next big star tight end in the league. And it's not just yesterday, and we're going to get into it, Ham, but you want to put him on, we're going to do it. We should have asked Gronk about it. We will, I promise you guys, ask Gronk about him this week. Maybe he can do some kind of a breakdown for us. But this was like a record-setting performance last week, right? 5 catches, 77 yards, and a score. He did that in the first half alone. He didn't even get the ball in the second half, but he was so dominant. And that's rare company as far as rookies are concerned. Take a look at this. The 5th rounder, this is a kid out of Syracuse. He has now the 3rd most receiving yards by a rookie tight end ever through his first 6 games, behind Kyle Pitts, behind Jordan Reed. And if you consider that you're looking at this, he's only started playing the majority of snaps week 6. He's just gotten on the field, and he's done this in the last 3 weeks alone. That is bonkers, okay? With Oronde. We got Keenan back in the mix, our wily veteran there, right? The guy who like has chemistry with our quarterback. Second rounder, Trey Harris, who, by the way, congrats to him on his, and he's a friend of the show. First career touchdown last night. Like seeing those highlights this morning. You've got QJ living up to what we thought he'd be. You have Ladd McConkey. This is the best complement of weapons that Justin Herbert's ever had. So contenders, yeah, they are, especially when they're looking like this and when Joe Alt is out there and protecting this team as they are undefeated. For the Vikings, gosh, what could a takeaway here be? This is a team I said had to go to the Super Bowl. No excuse to not go to the Super Bowl, but man, it would take magic from JJ McCarthy and the medical professionals stewarding him back to health to salvage anything. Rap sheet, Ian Rappaport said that he should be back in 10 days against the Lions. And hopefully he gets starting tackles back because they need them. They both got hurt last night. Like, what are we trotting out there for his, first couple of licks of NFL action? I hate it. We've seen enough to know that it's not going to work if Darisaw and O'Neal are out long term. And I don't even want him out there if that's the case. So not a great vibe. It's going to take an epic run here. The Vikings schedule, brutal. Depth in the NFC, like up and downness. Yeah, it's brutal. It's a roller coaster. I will say this is the beginning of the toughest stretch of the season. My expectations are absolutely low. They're under the earth's crust at that point. Detroit, Ravens, as you're seeing. Lamar's back. Chicago, Green Bay, in Green Bay. Seattle, that's at Seattle. Woof. That is a woof. And the way this conference is going, Ham, I think I'm out.
You're fully out? You don't believe in some of that JJ McCarthy magic to get him through the stretch?
I don't want them to put him out there if those guys are out. I don't know what to think about them.
Yeah. They knew that's how he got hurt in the first place, is both those guys are out, and the Falcons just teed off on him.
Don't love it. Don't love it for them. Though, Packers need to do some work. Packers need a corner. They do.
Yeah.
I might do some trade market GMing.
You're going to get another player to the Packers. Here we go.
There, I might. We'll see. Okay, want to take a look forward here? Look at the slate. We got a good slate this week. We always do.
Yeah.
It's been the best stretch. Everyone's talking about NBA, best 3 nights ever, all these, Curry. Look at this slate. Look, every week we have magic here. Here's some good ones. From the Texans' point of view, they gained a point overnight. They went from 1.5 point faves to 2.5 point. Okay, that's winds of change. Reports came out Brock Purdy not expected to play. It'll be Mac Jones again out there here in the Bay Area. Giants, Eagles, fun little rematch there. Birds 7.5 point faves. They're trying to avenge what happened, of course, Thursday night a couple weeks ago. And then we get Aaron Rodgers Sunday night. I hope this one lives up to the snuff here. We talked to Collinsworth about it. They're calling the game. It's the whole Sunday night treatment. Packers in Pittsburgh. He said yesterday he wants to retire a Packer, which I'd love to. I mean, Hamilton, before we get into this part, what was so shocking about that to anyone? Why is it such a headline?
I think just because there had been such a negative feeling about his exit from that organization.
Where was there
and it seemed
negative? I don't see this at all. I don't know why this is a freaking. Where was he going to go? He's going to retire as a what? A Jet? A Steeler?
You don't have to. Yeah, he could just retire where he is. You don't have to sign that one-day contract and go back.
That's about the dumbest thing. I thought it was the most respectfully. There was never any. I never envisioned, and I've thought about the end of his career. There's never. I guess if he wins the Super Bowl, if he wins a Super Bowl, if he goes undefeated, wins a Super Bowl and the MVP right now, he's still retiring there. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It might be complicated, but it's not like bad blood. There's no other way to do it. I don't even like of course he's going to end it there. It's when he's going to end it.
Yeah.
That is interesting. It's how close can they get to winning the Super Bowl this year? If he wins it, he's done. If they don't win it, but they're so close and it's brutal depending on that, do we have a Travis Kelce-esque, I'm going to come back? Not that Travis was going to hang it up if they won, but there's something to the way that you win or lose. And not that I believe retiring is even real. It's clearly the fakest thing in the entire world. Okay, what else do we want to talk about here? We had the Week 8 slate. Oh, Broncos. I want to talk about this game. That's a low-key great one on the slate here. We have loved, listen, I know I've said a lot of wild things about Bo Nix. I was all over the fourth quarter comeback. Among the wild things is that it reminds me of Eli Manning and John Elway. I like what we're seeing in this fourth quarter. It's nice to see that a team can win when put in that position. I will say this. They've got the Cowboys. Gronk says the Cowboys are going to win. The Cowboys do look good. Run game, offense, all of that. They and the Cowboys are alive. They can go on a run and they know it. So they're really bringing it. I need to see a fast start. I want to be in on the Broncos. You see these Chargers win, they got to keep pace with them. You've got the Chiefs in a little bit. You can't start slow against any team, not this one on offense with what the Cowboys can fire and do, but also with just the Chiefs and everybody coming up. Like, you're going to get lost. You're going to drown. So I think there's been so much focus about like getting Bo going. I asked Chris Sims about it on Monday. I've been asking around. Denver started this game with 4 straight incomplete passes. So I'm wishing for like get some run game action going on sooner from the quarterback and the running backs. The Broncos run the ball right now, second lowest clip in the league in the first half of games. Okay. Interesting. 30th in the first half rushing yards as a result. 30th in the business in first half rushing yards. If you look at the second half, they lead the league in yards. They lead the league in yards per carry on the ground. This is bizarro world. This is backwards. They're 50-50 run pass in the second half. You'd think the second half comebacks are more about the passing game. A lot of it, though, I'm looking for, and I don't know the answer. Do you commit to the run a little more early on? Does that help? More designed runs for Bo to get him in the rhythm. Josh Allen, like I keep going back to that. Josh Allen has talked about that, like getting in the rhythm, the way that he plays, like he likes to get like runs early to feel like he's got it going on in the first half or whatever. I don't know. I think I'm looking for it to help the offense sort of get going faster. What is it going to take? What is the smelling salt of offense that can get them into a rhythm? Because you're going to need it. And this Cowboys defense isn't exactly like lighting the world on fire. So I almost expect that to be the case on Sunday. That's a game I'm really excited about. Okay, we're going to take a short break. Rob Maaddi on the show. Quentin Lake, Rams are a Super Bowl contender. Okay, Lions, Rams, they're the class of the NFC right now. Packers, I need a little more from the Packers. What does Rob Maaddi think about the Packers, about the rest of the games? We're going to get you great betting info after this.
I wonder what he thinks about an offensive lineman MVP.
Yeah, we should ask.
Do you want to talk? What's up?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, do you want to talk about fun little news on FanDuel Sportsbook that's up as of yesterday afternoon?
Do you want to tell me what that is?
Your parlay going live?
Oh, we haven't. Honestly, we're like shit employees. Like and here's the thing. Hamilton and I every week dabble in like, let's roll out a parlay. Let's look at parlays. And for some reason, mostly my reasons, we have not done one. And they're fun. And I'm always like, I want it to be like the perfect time. We found the right time. We are trotting out a parlay on FanDuel Sportsbook for this action. Ham, let's take a look here. Here's what it is. Same game parlay. Ham, can you help me help me get through this?
Yeah. So you got Patrick Mahomes to throw for 300 plus.
Never mind. Sorry. Chiefs Commanders. It's Monday night. But they put it up early. Gosh, they put it up early for us. They're trying to encourage it. I love that. Encouraging me to get my shit together. I love it. So if it's Patrick Mahomes to throw for 300 plus against, this Commander secondary, you guys, I've been complaining about it all week. So that's pretty nice. Rasheed Rice to have 50 plus receiving, Debo to score a touchdown. And you can get this at, I believe, Hammy, it's plus 626 right now, which is insane. Yep. And by the way, the overlords love to do the winds of change. Once I put something out there, they love to pour some water on it. So I would say these odds might change and get shorter and shorter. So I'd go get that right now. Plus 626 is a beautiful thing. And I love those. It's a great return. What's going on the other side?
It's going to be fun.
What's going on with that Commanders offense?
Yeah, so Jaden is officially out, but they've moved the ball with
Yeah.
Mariota. Terry's back, Debo obviously back. So there's still some things cooking on that offense. It's just, yeah, we wanted to see Jaden versus Mahomes, but still, still a lot that the Commanders offense can get done. I
Um,
think we see more Debo in the run game. Cliff hasn't fully unleashed that from the playbook yet, and this is the week. That's why I like that. That's why I like that you went anytime touchdown for Debo because
yeah.
I think it could happen on the ground too.
The concern is going to be, are they going to put up enough points for Mahomes to have to throw for 300 yards?
Yeah.
What would you say to those
Mariota might
people?
throw another touchdown.
Is this right now? Kaymakers? I'm sorry, I cannot hear the control room if they're talking to me. I apologize, but let's do it. These are Kaymakers for week 8. We've got lots going on. And I'm going to hit you with these guys. These are anytime touchdown scores, guys. Let's do this. Rob Maaddi, Quentin Lake on the show. Javonte Williams, I've talked about him a lot on the show. I like him. I think he's the first one. Yes. I don't know if Denver can keep him out of the end zone. It's a revenge game at Denver. He's running crazy, and he has that offense is going to get him going. I'm here in the Bay Area. Might be a little biased, but I like George Kittle at Houston. He's a blocker. We know that. Future Hall of Famer, potentially. Of course, like this all-around purpose, great tight end. But he did not get a catch last week. He's getting a touchdown on his holiday, tight end, weekend day, whatever. And finally, let's double dip with the tight ends, given the holiday. Let's go Tucker Kraft. Okay, at Pittsburgh. 4 scores already. And the Steelers, by the way, that's a nice little split. They get shredded by the tight end spot. Are we ready for Rob Maaddi? I can't hear, but I'm going to pretend that we are. But before we do that, I do want you guys to know there's obviously a 30%. I always do the early game profit boost token for the international games. We don't have one this week, but for some reason, the overlord said, you know, we can still do a 30% profit boost token. This is for anybody. This is for any bet type. You can bet on anything on Sunday. So touchdown score, whether you like Debo, one of those Kaymakers I had, maybe Patrick Mahomes runs one in, whatever you want to say. Bo Nix runs one in. I'd love that in the first freaking quarter. You can use a 30% profit boost token. Odds minus 200 or longer, and it'll go live as soon as the clock strikes midnight Eastern on Sunday. My next guest is ready to go. Quentin Lake of the Rams will be on the show in a bit, but we have a senior NFL writer for the AP, the master of Moneyline picks. You can check out his pro picks column every week on apnews.com. Rob Maaddi, I hear that we also have a little bit of a YouTube show happening. What's going on? How are you?
What's up, Kay? Happy Friday. Yeah, there is a new YouTube show. We got a new, it's been cool. It's been awesome. I've had Josh Allen, Micah Parsons, B. John Robinson. It seems every time I have somebody on, they go out and have a great game the following week. So just a little plug for anybody out there to come on my show. It's probably going to guarantee you some success the following week.
Rob, I've had a crap week. Can I come on the show?
You're in. You're anytime.
I need a really good. I'm going to pick a week in November where I really need to have a great week, and I'm going to come on the show before. How about that?
I like it. I like it. And on that show, I give out 4 picks. So I pick out all the games on Wednesday, which is it's so hard to do on a Wednesday because you don't even know who the quarterbacks are going to be. But on the show, I just narrow it down to a 4-pack, and that 4-pack's been on fire. So just free picks out.
I love it. I love that you have the confidence because you've got that going on, and you really do. Your record is unbelievable. We call you the master of Moneyline picks. So let's get into this week 8 game situation. We'll talk about your pack as well. Your record this year of glowing, 79-28-1. So I trust your opinion. And let's go right to Sunday night, right? That's the one. Aaron Rodgers up against the team that he won a Super Bowl with. It's the first time in his career. I wish it was in Green Bay, but that's okay. The Packers 3-point road faves. Who gets the win?
I'm going to go. This is my upset special of the week, Kay. I'm going to go with the Steelers as long as this is the key, right? Aaron Rodgers got to worry about Micah Parsons. We all know that. But as long as none of his offensive linemen beat him up and take him, just celebrating or doing anything like Jones did last week, as long as they can keep him healthy, I think the Steelers find a way at home. The Packers have not impressed me since that dominant win in week 1 against the Lions. They just haven't. They haven't been. They barely beat the Cardinals last week. They let the Bengals, hang around a couple of weeks ago with Joe Flacco. So I'm taking the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. It's not a revenge game for him. He says it's not. It's all love. He loves Green Bay. He's going to retire there. You know deep down he wants to beat them. Pittsburgh's home, and I think they find a way 24-23.
I can't have another tie, Rob.
I hate it. I hate it.
Don't you give me another tie on a Sunday night, Packers. I mean, look at this. You have a tie on your record. How does that happen?
Well, it's the Green Bay-Dallas game.
Lame. I can't have it. I can't have it.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of that. Okay, let's go to Giants, Eagles, NFC East, right? Eagles, they're going to try to avenge a loss that happened not too long ago, week 5. They know each other very well, of course, and they played recently. This time, this game is in Philly. The Eagles 6.5-point faves. How does it go?
I hate this scheduling that they just played the Giants 2 weeks ago. They haven't even played the Commanders, but all that aside, Eagles are it's obviously a big time revenge game for the Eagles. They were dominated by Jaxson Dart, Cam Scattaboo 2 weeks ago in New York. Surprised. I think the Eagles have put things together offensively, the passing game. Okay, I'm tired of hearing people tell me that Jalen Hurts can't throw the football. Anybody who says Jalen Hurts is not a passing quarterback needs to just be strapped in his seat and watch last week's game against the Vikings where he lit up that defense. Jalen Hurts can pass the football when he has to. Now, he may not have A.J. Brown this week, and maybe Saquon Barkley finally has a breakout game. I think the Giants, though, are still stuck on that disastrous loss to the Broncos. Yesterday was a Thursday. All their coordinators were available to speak to the media. I went through the transcript. Every single question was about the Broncos game. Nothing was looking ahead. Now, that's the media asking the questions. It's not the coordinators say, hey, ask us about the Broncos. But I wonder if that kind of permeates, like if it sits there, like they're still dwelling on that loss and not looking ahead to what they should be focused on is a tough matchup against a division rival on the road who you beat 2 weeks ago. I think the Eagles win this one and cover 31-22.
Rob, your Philly accent comes out more when you talk about the Eagles.
You take me out of Philly, you put me in Florida, and I still can't get rid of that accent. I can't.
When you're talking about your team, the Giants haven't beaten the Eagles, by the way, in Philly since 2013. Let's go Denver, Broncos, Cowboys. I'm big on this game. There's a lot of things I need to see, as you might have heard when you logged on. Dak and the Cowboys, they're in Denver. Fourth quarter, blah, blah, blah. Broncos 3.5-point faves. Who wins?
I'm excited to see this game because you got Dallas, who has the best offense in football. Unfortunately for the Cowboys, they have the worst defense in football. But I want to see those wide receivers matched up against Patrick Surtain, who is the defensive player of the year. I still think the Broncos, despite how they had a struggle last week to beat the Giants, maybe that was a little bit of a wake-up call for them. You got to play 4 quarters, not just a half of football. Now, Dallas has not defeated the Broncos since way back in 1995. Troy Aikman beat John Elway. That was 7 games ago. They're 0-7. Denver's at home. I think this could be a high-scoring game, but I'm going to go Denver 27-22.
I think that comebacks are exhausting. And I think that I think for the team, I'm not joking. Like, I think you have to keep, and Dak is no stranger to this too. I think it's like not as, I think I used to look at it as like adrenalizing. We did it. Look at how we can win. But I think it's emotionally depleting. I do. So I think
take something out of them.
I do. And I think not just any team. And I think that I think that Denver cannot continue this. There's a reason it's not sustainable, not just because they'll get beat, but they will wear themselves. I think you wear yourselves down if you, just the emotion. Look, as a fan, look at the fans are like that. You think the team doesn't have any sort of residual from like it's too much. Too many comebacks. I hope it doesn't happen. By the way, here's a note. Denver's only allowed 1 100-yard receiver all season. CeeDee Lamb has posted 100 yards in every game he has finished. So there's that. Bears-Ravens, the streaking Bears visit the Ravens. They are with Lamar back. I said that the Bears are going to win this game. What do you say? Is there's 6.5-point faves the Ravens are?
Yeah, this is a crazy line to see. Like early in the week where you don't know about Lamar, we still don't know. He's limited in practice 2 games in a row, and it's absolute disrespect from the odds makers to the Bears. 1-4 in a row. You're playing against a 1-5 team that's banged up, injury riddled, may not have their quarterback, and you're 6.5-point underdogs. And for that reason, it's one of those games, Kay, where like the line screams at me. I've got to take the Ravens to win this game. But with the if Lamar is playing. If Lamar is not playing, forget it. That's like a 14-point swing. It goes from 6.5 plus for the Bears to, if they're facing Cooper Rush or Tyler Huntley, they should be a touchdown favorite. But I'm assuming Lamar's going to play, so be careful with this one. Game time decision. Wait until we know that Lamar is for sure going to be out there. And if he plays, Ravens can't afford another loss. They're 1-5. They've got to get things going in the right direction. They're getting some other players back that we know of on defense, but Lamar's the key. And if he plays, I got him 29-20.
Their average with him is insane. It's like 37 points a game this year, weeks 1 through 4. So he's the key, obviously. That goes without saying. Last one for you quickly. Niners, Texans. I'm here in the Bay Area. Texans 2.5-point faves. They're down in Houston on Sunday. What do you think about this one? This one should be a slam dunk, right?
This one's another one of those. You look at a 5-2 team against a 2-4 team, and why is the 2-4 team favored, even though they're at home, against the 5-2 team? The line's screaming at me right here. So I'm going with the Houston. D'Amico Ryans is quite familiar with San Francisco. I know Mac Jones is 4-1. They've got the #1 passing offense, but the Texans got a stingy defense, and they've given up the fewest points in the NFL this year. Will Anderson can do some damage for them. They just got to protect CJ Stroud, get the run game going, and the 49ers are depleted. They've lost another key player on defense. Bryce Huff is now out. No Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa. Their sack leader is out. Their center is out for this game. And here's one key stat for you. The 49ers, after their last 14 wins, they're 1-13 the following game against the spread. So I'm taking the Texans 23-18.
Texans defense only allowing 14 points a game, which is best in the league. Okay, Rob, we appreciate you. Everybody can check out, of course, Pro Picks, your article on AP.com. We have a sterling record every week. And the new YouTube show, guys, go subscribe. It's On Football with the AP's Rob Maddie with the 4-pack. So thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see if your picks work out. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Kay. Have an awesome weekend.
I'll see. I mean, I won't because I wasn't on the show, but I'll come on and have a great week after that. We have Quentin Lake of the Rams up. Why couldn't I hear you? I'm so sorry. Oh. Got you. No. Great.
I guess the K Adams bump has nothing on the Maaddi bump.
The what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just casual. Josh Allen. What? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Chargers, man.
Yeah. We're back in.
I need a bye week from sports.
You've been doing a lot.
I just need a bye week from going to sports. Yeah. What's more exhausting, sports or my nephews and nieces? It's a great question.
Are you spending Halloween with them?
I am.
That's fun.
I think all 4.
A lot.
No, that'll be fun. I have to dress up though. Amanda's being crazy, you know? She's like not being crazy. She's just like really into Halloween. It's a good question. I was supposed to be this like Natalia, who's my youngest niece, she just turned 4. She's being Elsa. She wants to like do, and she's like, be the snow monster, right? So she's like, be some snow monster from Frozen. I've never seen Frozen. Have you?
Yeah, I have.
This is the costume.
So yeah, I'll move it a little bit. There you go. Yeah, that seems about right. I love this idea.
Yeah, and I really like it. And then I showed it to her because I ordered it, and I even showed her this to be like, don't be scared. And she's terrified of it. And now I can't be it. And I'm like, no, I'll be warm. You know, like warm. I don't have to wear makeup. Like I can just like, no one will talk to me. I'll just get to like, that would be, this is a dream costume for me. And then she's
it was her idea. How's she going to be scared of it? Come on.
She's related to me. She changed her mind. She's allowed to change her mind. Yeah. And then she's like, so now I don't know. I'm not going to be something from Frozen. Is Frozen?
Well,
Maya's being Wednesday Addams, which is like, okay, keep it in the family. I could do that. So then
yeah.
I wanted to dress up as like that, like Chewbacca looking thing, the hair. Cousin, what is it?
Cousin It?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, that works.
Williams gets eaten alive by Quentin Lake.
Coverage by Lake.
Quentin Lake, who is emerging in this league.
Well, check out Quentin Lake. He knew exactly what to do.
Has picked off Quentin Lake.
Play corner, safety. He could do it all.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the breakout star in the Rams secondary, Quentin, what a freaking year.
I know. It's crazy. Everything's coming into place right now, honestly.
Yeah. How much of that has to do with the Flaunt magazine shoot?
Oh man, you know what's crazy? Nothing actually. That has no correlation at all, but that was a really cool shoot. It was a great opportunity. Oh wow, look at that.
Look at this.
Trying to get into a little bit of fashion. Had some time to be able to do a shoot, and they did a great job of putting me in some cool pieces, some cool clothes, and got to express myself a little bit. So it was fun.
How does this happen?
Opportunities present themselves. If you focus, what's interesting about that is my parents always told me that opportunities will come if you focus on football first. Like all these, whatever you want to do in life, as long as you focus on the main thing, keep the main thing, everything else will fall in place. And
really
luckily
advice.
I've been focusing on ball, and all these other opportunities have been presenting themselves. So as long as I keep football, the number one priority, faith, family, football, but football is number one right now. So been keeping it the priority, and everything's been falling in place.
I have my producer, Hamilton. Hamilton, I can't remember. I'm so sorry. Who was in the shoot with him? Hamilton?
Not in the shoot, but like his feature was right next to Uma Thurman.
Yeah, this is like a big deal. It's not
Yeah.
like some little like Instagram, like that's like a legit publication.
I know. That's why
Yeah.
it was wild, because I didn't realize how big it was until
Yeah.
I look on the page. I'm like, oh wow, these are I saw Carmelo, Justin Jefferson was on there.
Yes.
It was big. So I was very, very blessed to have that opportunity.
Quentin, what the heck is happening behind you on that dresser?
Oh, the paintings. Oh, that right there. Yeah. So
What is
you know
what?
what's-
And is that Halloween? What is
So
this?
no.
What is that pink-
That's
what is that terrifying pink thing?
So I'm big into anime, and action figures have been a part of my life for a long time. And actually, I got the opportunity to go to Japan with my girlfriend, and we went, and they have a ton of different things over there, like anything you can imagine in terms of like figurines they have. And so I went into a store, saw some of the cool figurines that I recognized as a kid, and ended up buying them. And I was like, that's gonna be awesome. So those are one of one, I think. And from
Could you bring
Japan.
me your favorite one? Could we do a little Quentin Lake show and tell on his bio? Can you bring me one and tell me about it? Sorry, I know you
Yeah,
have to
you
shake
want?
your head.
Were you talking about right now,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you want me to grab one?
Yes, I want you to do a little
All right,
show,
so-
impromptu show and tell.
let's do. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do. I'll take this one. This is a good one. This one actually broke, but it's okay. Just because you had mentioned the pink
Yeah,
one.
that one. It looks scary. I would not like to
So-
wake up and see that. No.
All right, cool. So this is. I'll make a long story short. This is a character from Dragon Ball Z. And if you're
Okay.
into anime, you know exactly what show that is. This is a character. His name's Kid Buu. He has a lot of different forms, but this one's Kid Buu. There's a ton of different forms. He's honestly, it's funny because they call him like the NBA young boy of the show. Like he's just
Okay.
a menace. So yeah, he has a lot of energy. He's kind of like very rambunctious, outgoing, does a lot of like, he's just mean. And I was just like, oh, that's
He's
super cool.
irrational and spontaneous,
Exactly, irrational and spontaneous.
even
So,
destroying his own body to destroy the earth. What?
yeah.
Okay, he's got a child, he's volatile,
Mhm.
retains his childish personality, becomes amused. Okay, so who on your team, coaches included, is most like Kid Buu?
Oh, wow, that's a great.
So what I do, I'm a real serious journalist.
That's a great question. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Cam Kinchins.
Okay, why?
safety. He just has that young spark to him. Young spark, got a lot of energy, especially when you see him behind the scenes. I mean, the dude is hilarious. One of the funniest guys on our team, especially for that young group. And had a great season last year, and is having a fantastic season this year too. But in terms of his relationship to Kid Boo, just when he gets out on the field, he definitely turns it on. Um,
All
Volatile,
my
like you talked about,
Yeah, I have a
rambunctious.
couple texts that say that I'm like Kid Boo based on the description that I read about childishness and
Yeah,
immaturity, but great energy.
yeah.
Okay, love that. Okay, so I'm just getting to know you. This is like fabulous. I know you're enjoying your bye week. Are you leaving at all, or are you just staying?
No, I'm saying here, we did a lot of
Yeah, why would
traveling,
you leave, right?
especially with traveling all the way to Baltimore and then going to London the day
Yeah.
before. I'm tapped out. So
What does that
and you
do to
can't
you,
be,
that trip? So much is talked about like how y'all handled it and like Sean, you
yeah.
guys dipped in and out. Like what was your vibe on that?
I, to be honest, I was messed up the day before.
Yeah, I
Like you try
bet.
and say like, oh, like I was good. No, I was the night before, the sleep the night before was rough.
Mm.
And guys were going to bed at like 12 a.m., waking up at 2, couldn't fall back asleep until 5. So it was really, I was messed up. Like when we landed on Saturday, was kind of loopy. And then Sunday morning, I know I didn't get a lot of rest because I was yawning before the game. Luckily, I had some energy, during the game, but it ended up working out. So, we
Yeah, you're
definitely,
literally like, what a liar you are because you're saying it affected you and
yeah,
it literally was the best thing that ever happened to you. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You had the most dominant game
I
of all
know
time.
it was a great game, but I don't know if that was the play, but it was the play.
Quentin,
Like you kind of question it.
Trevor Lawrence is going to see this. And you're here like, oh, I barely slept. I was like not myself. And you like end your day with 6 tackles, a forced fumble, 2 PBUs, and this sack on him.
I know, but at the same time, you could ask anybody else. You could ask Javonte. He was like, I was only on 4 hours of sleep. So, like it worked, but you could ask anybody on our team. We were
Right.
tired.
You guys crushed it. I do want to know,
Yeah.
even just about that play. We watched your mic'd up this morning. What did Travis Hunter say before that snap?
Yeah. So it was, it was weird because if I didn't end up making the sack, I would have looked dumb. But what happened was, it was, I forgot what play. It was like first or second down. He ended up knowing what coverage we were. And I was like, oof. I was like, that's rough. Anytime a player knows what coverage you're in, you're like, they might have a successful play. But I was like, you know what? Even though the play doesn't mean you can stop it. And so he called out our coverage. I was like, all right, you know what it is. And what? Watch this. And what? What are you going to do about it? And so I just said, watch this. And I ended up making a great play on Trevor Lawrence and picking up the sack. So it was cool. Those were like the moments you're like, oh man, this better work, because if I say this and I miss it, or I say this and I don't make the play, I'm going to look dumb.
You could see Travis pointing pre-snap too.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely knew what it was. So I was a little bit like, it was a moment where I was actually so confident. I was like, I'm going to make this play. If I don't, it is what it is. But I had the confidence I was going to make the play.
What did you make of Travis Hunter? Even just that or that game, that back and forth. What was your takeaway?
Yeah, fantastic player. I mean,
Really?
to come in and, I think the biggest thing is he's proven everybody wrong. He's going out there and doing exactly what he said he wanted to do, which was go and play offense and defense, and he's doing it at a high level. I mean, he had like 8 catches for 100 yards in that game, and a touchdown. So
Yeah, touchdown.
yeah, he's a phenomenal player, phenomenal athlete, doing it on both sides. That's generational, and it truly is, to be able to do that on both sides, and to go through OTAs and training camp and having to learn both offensive and defensive playbook. I mean, all credit to him, and he's gonna be in the league for a long time, doing it at a high level for a long time too.
What he did on that play, knowing what was coming, right? Like pointing it out pre-snap. Did he do that just that play, or did you get the sense he knew what was happening the whole game?
So that was the one time I heard him say it, but it's interesting because, when you're in like TV timeouts or you have a little bit of a timeout, you can see offensive players talking to coaches of, hey, what the defense is presenting, what coverage they were in the last play or plays before. And I had saw him a couple times and he's like, hey, these DBs are doing this, what do you think about this? And I'm like overhearing their conversation. And it's funny because one of my teammates saw that and were like, hey, be ready because they're scheming something up on the sideline right now because they were having a conversation about stuff that we were in. And for a young guy to take accountability and to be able to do that, that just shows how much confidence he has in himself and really the coaches to put himself in a position to make plays. And I was like, wow, to be able to do that year one, that just goes to show how mature he is. He's already, a pro's pro. And, all credit to him. I was impressed because you don't see a lot of young guys saying, hey, like, either give me the ball or, hey, I see something, let me put myself in a position to make a play and talk to the coaches about it.
Yeah, I don't know much about anime, but is it true? Don't kill me if I'm wrong. Is Goku?
Yeah, Goku.
Is Goku like the most versatile one?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll say that. Just for the purpose of the show, we'll say that.
Who's the most versatile? No, I want to know. Who's the most versatile anime person, character?
In that show, he is.
Okay. Oh, I'm so good. Go. You're Goku.
Yeah, I would say so.
You're Goku because I'm looking at what your career has become. And even just like, so this year among safeties, looking at it right now, you lead all safeties in PBUs this season. Chris Shula, I really want to get into your relationship with him in a second.
Yeah.
But he used the word everything. You're everything. And I'm like, well, what is, you're in the slot, obviously, playing deep safety. You're blitzing out of the nickel now. Like you're a linebacker, sometimes playing in the box. Like how did this happen? How did this happen?
Yeah, it happened my rookie year. My rookie year, I was dealing with a lot of injuries and I wasn't, didn't really have a role. I was just like special teams, a little bit of dime linebacker, and even into my second year a little bit. I didn't really have, wasn't really playing a lot, was just at dime linebacker, doing some man-to-man stuff. And I was like, what is the one way I'm going to be able to get on the field? And I was like, I'm just going to learn the whole playbook, learn every single spot in the back end. Corner, safety, nickel, and dime linebacker. And it's crazy because I came in as a safety and, usually when you play safety, you're back there deep or you're either in the box. And I was just like, I don't want to just sell myself short by only being that. I want to be able to play in so many different positions.
Right.
And when I learned the whole playbook, it ended up just opening the floodgates of what I could do. And like you talked about, I was able to blitz off the edge, play man-to-man, play zone, play in the box and, back deep at safety. So it was really my rookie year. I came to a realization. I was like, how am I going to get on the field? And the one way to do that was to learn every position in the back end.
Which one do you look forward to playing the most?
Position-wise?
Yeah.
Ooh,
like when your number is called, which of the roles do you like most?
There's nothing more pressure-wise than being one-on-one.
Yeah.
Whether that's in the slot. Yeah,
it's Kid Boo wants nothing to do with that.
Yeah. It's crazy because in high school I played corner, so I know what it's like to be on an island. Those moments, those high pressure moments are, you either pressure makes a diamond, pressure bust pipes or it makes diamonds. And, having that, really, really one-on-one moment where the ball's coming to you, like you can't beat that. There's a lot of other things you can blitz and all that stuff and, play back there deep. But when you get in man to man, there's nothing like that feeling, knowing the ball's coming to you.
Can you describe the dynamic between you and Chris Shula, what he's brought to you, what that's like, maybe give him some love this morning?
Of course. I mean, Chris Shula has been, I smile because I've been along with him through the journey of my 4 years at the Rams. Like when I got drafted, he was the DB coach. And then I saw his progression to where he is now. So, it's kind of like we were both working up the ranks. He went from DB's coach to linebackers coach to then, defense coordinator. And then, I kind of worked my way up, the same way, is didn't really have a role, trying to figure myself out, got a little bit more playing time, and then, here I am now. But, Chris Shula has been doing an amazing job. And you look at the defense that we have now, it's like, one of the top defenses, in the league, but that's a
Second
credit
ranked
to him.
in scoring, baby.
Hey, we won't say anything, but that's all credit to him, because he's putting guys in a position to make plays. Myself,
I know I don't want you to say too many nice things about him, because we all know what happens. People just come shake that Sean McVay tree, and he's already
exactly. But he deserves it, though.
I know, but he's getting those head coaching rumors.
Yeah,
I feel like it's sort of a miracle that he's made it this long without getting poached. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the success that he has last year. He could have, gotten poached last year and ended up coming back and, having another, very, very successful year this year.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing.
You know what I really love? I love that you guys, whenever I see Coach, it's always training camp, and it's always Sean, and it's always about slow starts. And I have to be like, can I ask you about slow starts? And he's like, yeah. And it's like, he's always candid. He's always wonderful. But like, I hate that it's the thing that it's like, I have to ask about this because it's a storyline. I'm so glad that what's going on right now. Like, here you are, 5-2, heading into the bye that you get to enjoy with your anime stuff, whatever there in the area, in the local area. What, in your opinion, what is like the one defining thing that has led to this turnaround and execution of this stupid narrative?
I would say the one thing that has helped us a lot is we're healthy. Like, I actually saw a statistic this morning about how much money was spent on injured players, and we're the lowest. We're the lowest in the whole league, meaning that's a good thing. Like, we don't have a lot of injured players. I mean, the last couple of years, like, we've been injured. Like, there's been injuries at certain positions that haven't allowed us to really show who we are. And I think that's somewhat of a credit to maybe the slow starts that we had in the past. But whenever you have your guys that are healthy, your playmakers out there that are, not nicked up or dealing with anything, you're setting yourself up for a lot of success. And I think that's, a great reason why the training staff, the coaches have done a great job of, allowing us to, recover and putting us in a position to have our bodies right on Sundays. And I think that's really a credit to them, but also, we're in the position that we are because we're available. Your best ability is availability, and everybody's been available so far. So,
I mean, even no Puka, though. Not everybody's available. Maybe one of the best wide receivers in the league hasn't been there, and y'all have made. I would like to know Javonte Adams' impact on you.
Yeah. Man, I say a story from training camp, or even earlier, that when we were signing him, and I was like, "Ooh, man." I was like, I can't wait, because you look at what he's done to other defenders. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to see this in person. But Javonte, I mean, you look at his performance yesterday, it was like the Matthew Javonte connection finally clicked. People were talking about they don't know what's going on, this and that, and then they end up having a 3-touchdown performance to each other. Like, he is amazing. And not only an amazing player, but an amazing person. I mean, he's been on the show a couple times, and you've been able to talk to him. He's a great dude, a great human being. 100%. He's made me better each and every day. And, we've had our battles. He's taught me things about the game, of how to see it, from a receiver's perspective of, what he's looking for and the type of releases. And, there's been times where, he's got me and I got him. But at the end of the day, we just make each other so much better. But, I'm great acquisition from the offseason, and it's been paying off for us. So he's going to have a ton of more success, especially after, the connection that he's had with Stafford over the last couple of weeks.
We love that. Contract year for you, really quick. Season you're having. I just put, has the talk started? Less on line one. Has it? Yes or no?
I hope.
Okay.
I hope.
I
haven't really divulged into that. I told myself before the season, everything will take care of itself as long as you take care of what you need to in between the white lines.
Focus on the football, like your parents told you, and the rest.
Exactly. I will say this: you see certain headlines, you see, extension talks and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm just focused on winning games, and we've been able to do that. So, all that stuff will come. You get too wrapped up in that, then I can't focus on what I need to, and that's just being the best version of myself on Sunday. So everything will fall in place. I have no doubt about that.
Maybe I'll see you in the Super Bowl. It means you got to get your rest now this bye week. Good luck to you. So lovely to talk to you. Thanks for being so cool. And rest up. We'll see you against the Saints week 9.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Quentin Lake. We'll be back after this with Hamilton. Actually, he's right here. I know. Here he is. Without further ado, Matthew Hamilton, it's a little hammer time. No breaks left in the show. You're up, friend. Go for it. Fangio.
All right, let's go. Jaxson Dart. I want to talk about Jaxson Dart today because we're getting this rematch against Philly. His mobility was a game changer in that first one, but what I was really impressed with was his ability to figure out what Vic Fangio was throwing at him play after play. And I'm going to dig into that in a second, but I do want to start with last week, that 4th and 19 play. Let's pull it up. I think we'd be talking about this for, this would be a part of his allure if the Giants had come back and win, but I still want to take a look at it because it's so impressive. The Giants are running this switch. The Broncos have 7 DBs over 3 Giants receivers right now. And this is not a position any quarterback is going to have success with. But Jaxson, you'll see the mobility come into play here that I was talking about, the ability to step up. And he's on the run here, throwing back across his body, getting destroyed by 2 Broncos defenders, and throws this thing on a rope. Again, if the Giants finish the job, this is the play that's going down in Giants history. But still super impressive and just speaks to the ability he has. But as I mentioned before, we'll go into that Eagles tape. Here's a 3rd and 12. It's his ability to decipher what's going on. And Vic Fangio threw a lot of different looks at him. Here, they're inverting. There's a too high look to start. They're inverting to cover 3. So with that too high look, what Jaxson thinks he has initially is going to be that over route to Theo Johnson, the tight end. But he sees that safety come down right away. He's going to hang on to the ball a little bit to try to figure out what's going on. Thinks maybe I could have the over, but no. Jihad Campbell is robbing that over the middle. So now he has to come to his next read, which is Lil Jordan Humphrey on that out and up. And the ball placement here, the anticipation, he gets this ball out early and he knows, hey, I got a big bodied receiver. Let me put it inside. Let him box out the defender and go up and get it. That is beautiful. And then here later, Vic Fangio says, okay, he picked me apart in zone a little bit. Let's go man against this depleted Giants receiving core. You're going to see a deep cross from Wan'Dale Robinson here. And he knows it's man right away. Before the cross even happens, that ball's coming out, puts it in a good spot. He could have let him a little bit more, but still an excellent throw, led to another Giants touchdown. And that's the thing. We've heard through the draft process, can Jaxson Dart beat you in the pocket? Can he make plays? Can he understand what's going on with defenses? Yes, he can. We've seen it on tape, and we saw it against one of the best defensive coordinators of all time.
Love that. Wan'Dale Robinson. We love all those things. Mobility game changer in the one that you're showing. It kind of has been every week, of course. So we've got some obviously favorite to win Rookie of the Year odds to show you on our way out. Great job, Hamilton. Sorry you were squished there. He's plus 100. All right, plus 100 ahead of Emeka Egbuka, who's plus 175. Tyler Warren plus 650. And then I'm sure by the end of next week, it'll be that tight end that played last night that Hamilton's obsessed with. So we will deal with that. Hamilton, good luck. Good luck tonight.
Thank
Get
you.
yourself in the playoffs.
Let's get it.
Let's go. Coach Red, let's go.
Let's go.